Good evening. I'm George Herbig, Chief Forecaster here with Weather Now Kentucky. We do have an update for you. We do have some stronger storms rolling in over the next few days or so. Give me just a fair second here. I'm just making sure I still have everything set up correctly here. You know, it's first time in the new spot, so I want to make sure we're kind of rolling here the way we want to. So let me just a quick second to verify everything's working, and then we'll be good to go. And just test. Just a fair second here. By the way, I know there's quite an echo right now. Obviously, we're going to work on that, so stay patient with me on that. We just barely have anything in the new building right now. As you guys can see, there's nothing behind me. Nothing on the other side really either, except for the AC. So it's going to sound a bit echoey. Again, apologize for that, but not a whole lot we could do right now until we get some more things moved in here. But we got some plans to handle it. We got some plans to handle it. But yes, if you are just now tuning in here, we do have a video for you because we are expecting some quite the flip, really. Real quickly to a more stormy pattern, you know, especially tonight and going into tonight, overnight into Thursday. We'll talk about that. Some more storms expected Friday evening that would carry a lot of lightning with them, so it might impact football around the state. And a lot of high schools play football on Friday night. And of course, you have the Louisville game on Friday night as well, might be impacted by it. And then Saturday morning, some more stormy activity. Monday or Sunday morning, some activity as well. So I wanted to kind of talk about all that happening and then kind of just look at the overall pattern, what we're heading into, where we're at, what we're going to head into. It's not going to stay this cool forever. We are going to warm back up, so everyone's got a brace for that. So again, just going to talk about some cool new things here. Also, the chat on my phone is not working. There we go. All right. So that said, let's roll in here to what we're looking at. So, of course, it's not working. Let's go ahead and switch that over to that. Boom. There we go. Now we're working. Now we can see everyone's chat and everything as well. Of course, no active alerts right now. Nothing's happening at the moment. Do want to show you real quickly the radar from WeatherWise Radar. Some activity around the state. Not a whole lot here. Got a little storm down here toward Hopkinsville, Oak Grove area. Over here in Eastern Kentucky, a little bit of activity as well. Central and Western Kentucky, not a whole lot going on. And that was mainly the case today. Take a real quick peek. Look at E-Town here. This is the camera over the I-65 South corridor, or I-65 corridor looking south. Look at that skyline. Beautiful night tonight. Beautiful evening tonight. But that's not what you guys came in here to learn from me. You guys can already look outside and see that. But I wanted to go ahead and spot that camera there. Thank you to Elizabethtown City Government for allowing us to use that camera. All right, so switching back over here to the model data, just want to go ahead and start going into some things. So overnight tonight, let's go ahead and zoom into the local view here so you can kind of have some nameplates. By the way, if you didn't know, timestamps are in the top left in Central Time. So, of course, you would just add an hour to that to get your Eastern Time, for example. If you did not know, 1 p.m. Central Time is 2 p.m. Eastern Time, so on and so forth. So, again, tonight, going throughout the evening, afternoon, not a whole lot. It's the overnight hours where we see that strong line of storms move through. We don't really expect anything from severe from this. The time frame doesn't work out. You know, it's coming in the middle of the night. It's not really got a whole lot of wind energy or anything to really work with there. So don't really expect anything severe with this, but this could get quite loud. Let me move those alerts to the bottom there so it's not in anyone's way. Thank you for all the likes and shares and follows and everything, by the way. Got those back on, finally working again. It's been like a year since I've gotten those working, but you guys love to see those. So I'm glad to be able to get them back on for you. But anyway, moving on the model data here. Again, we do see that line come through probably about 2 to 3 a.m. or so for that Western Kentucky portion of the area. Most folks, by the way, unlike the other day, most folks will see this line of storms. So this is going to be a lot less hit and miss. Most folks will see this. As you can see, as we scroll through 3 to 4 a.m. here, it progresses to the southeast, entering the Central Kentucky. Again, then you can see the time frame in the top left there. This is overnight heading into Thursday morning. And then kind of blossoms out around Central and Eastern Kentucky between Somerset, Elizabethtown, Lexington, somewhere in that corridor there, below I-64, but above the Cumberland Parkway there. Again, might blossom into a bit more rainfall in those areas. Kind of just staggers. It stays out in eastern and south central Kentucky for quite some time there until the late morning hours. Perhaps some backside lighter showers could be seen as well all the way into the afternoon. So if you're in eastern Kentucky, central and eastern Kentucky, you might see an inch of rainfall out of this. Some folks might see more than that. Matter of fact, the model data, and again, this is not the only round we're talking about, folks. We have multiple rounds that we're looking at, so just stay tuned here with me. But as for this first round here, some of the data is trying to pick up on a half inch, over an inch in some areas between Somerset, Elizabethtown, and Bowling Green. So right here in the heart of south central Kentucky, Greene County, Taylor County, Adair County might see, an inch or so of rainfall out of this. Much, much, much needed. Nearly everyone, aside from some small areas in eastern Kentucky, nearly everyone is in some sort of drought status. And to some folks, it's really getting bad, which is very ironic to say, given the way that we started this year. I know I'm echoing a lot, guys. We just got this built. We're going to get more things in here. This is just kind of wanted to go live here with you and let you know what's happening. I know we are echoing a lot. We will work on that and fix that in the future. Some stuff just has not arrived yet for us to install. But again, a lot of folks, it's a major drought size. So that's round one there for you. So again, most of that's going to come overnight into Thursday morning. For most folks, by the time you leave for work and Thursday morning, you might see some few raindrops left. But most of that activity will be secluded to southeastern Kentucky by that point. As far as, let's go into the future here. Let's go to the dam model here. So the NAM model has that line coming through pretty much the same time. Very good agreement between the HRRR and NAM model for Thursday. Shows the leftover rain for Thursday afternoon. Out of here Friday morning. Looks good and clear. Friday afternoon looks pretty clear. But by about Friday evening, around 4 to 5 p.m. or so, does see a stronger line of storms here moving into western and central Kentucky. And it does show the possibility for perhaps some low and severe weather. The reason for that is a little bit more wind shear to work with, because this is the actual mini cold front, or this is a little bit of a bigger cold front on Friday night. So we might see a small handful of severe warnings. It would not surprise me at all Friday night. So I know, again, a lot of folks have football games going on. I know the Louisville football game's at 8 p.m. High school football is going on across the state. So again, Friday evening, you might see a lot of game delays, a lot of game postponements, because, again, a lot of those, you cannot play under lightning, and there's going to be a lot of lightning Friday. So, again, here's the evolution of this line. The timing's not going to be perfect right now, but you could take a general rule of thumb here. Between about 3 to 6 p.m. in western Kentucky, between about 6 to 9 p.m. in central Kentucky. It's going to be a pretty quick moving line, by the way. Pretty quick moving line. Don't really see anything lingering. So most games will still be able to go on, but might see quite a bit of delays. Then, of course, in eastern Kentucky from about 8 to 11 p.m. or so out there. After that, going into Saturday morning, we do see some backside rain developing as that low pressure gets a little bit closer and as that front and that boundary drapes over us. And we may see a long period of rainfall late Friday night going into Saturday morning. So just a sloppy Friday evening heading into Saturday. I know it's not what you football fans want to hear and you football players want to hear, but the state absolutely needs the rainfall. So we definitely need to see this happening. By the way, total rainfall after all 3 rounds, or I guess all 2 rounds, but technically it's 3 rounds. By the way, it looks a little bit like this. So, I mean, this is a little bit aggressive here. I don't think we're looking at 4 inches of rainfall in Cincinnati, 4 inches of rainfall as it does northeast of Jefferson County, Louisville. I don't think we're looking at that much. Matter of fact, I'll show you the European model as well. Here's the European model after those few rounds of rainfall. It does also see 1 to 2 inches of rainfall, but does not have the more aggressive numbers. This looks a little bit more realistic to me. But look at that. I mean, we will take that. Not everyone in Kentucky, like Paducah, Mayfield, Murray, that bottom western corner of the state, may not get a whole lot of activity. But again, for the most folks in the state, Lexington, Somerset, Bowling Green, E-Town, Owensboro, Madisonville, pretty much the heart of Kentucky there from West Central, Central, East Central, and Eastern, you might see a very healthy 1 to 3 inches of rainfall between Thursday nights or overnight tonight going into Thursday, Friday afternoon going into Saturday morning. You might see a healthy 1 to 3 inches of rainfall, which is going to really, really help to kind of bring our environment back to life a little bit. So really, really great news. Only bad news is we might see some sort of severe storms on Friday. I haven't looked yet. at the new one anyway, but I wonder if the SPC has any risk out for Friday. So this is today. That's tomorrow, which is Thursday, which it does have a 1 out of 5 risk for Eastern Kentucky. And no severe risk really for Friday, which I have the feeling that's going to change. Again, I do expect that we could see 3 to 4, maybe 5 severe warnings for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts or so. Not looking at any real tornado threat or anything huge like that. But again, we might see a few handfuls of severe storms as well as some very healthy rainfall. Again, if you just now tuned in, we're looking at rainfall Thursday. Well, actually going overnight tonight, going into Thursday morning. And then, of course, another period of rainfall Friday afternoon going into Saturday morning. Beyond that, I'm going to show you a little bit beyond that. So, again, here's Thursday, Friday, going into Saturday. See all the rainfall there for Saturday as well. Again, going into Sunday. By the way, for those fans of like Kentucky and other people that may be playing football games on Saturday, actual Saturday afternoon and evening looks clear, by the way. So, Saturday afternoon and evening looks mostly clear. It's the Friday night to Saturday morning time frame. It looks a little bit messy out there. As for Sunday, let's go ahead and take a look at that. Not a whole lot going on there. Monday, not a whole lot going on there. So pretty much clears out after that, but we do get a nice window here. I want to show you the temperatures as well. A lot of folks asking about that. So let's go ahead and show you the temperatures. Tomorrow's high is not very high at all. Again, rainfall happening in the morning leads to clouds in the afternoon. You're almost never going to get very high temperatures after that. So again, our high for tomorrow is somewhere in the low to mid 70s. So a very comfortable day tomorrow despite some of the rainfall out there. But temperature-wise, very comfortable. That will not be the case soon after that Friday. Some warm air tries to move in. As that cold front's drop into the south, that's where we get a bit of the severe chance. You see the warm nose trying to come all the way into Bowling Green at 90 degrees, E-Town 85, Louisville 83, Paducah 85, Lexington 82. And then just north of that, you see the cold front. Effingham, Bloomington, Carbondale, so on and so forth. So you see the cold front smacking into that warm nose there. That's where we get a little bit of that severe window. Again, not expecting anything outrageous, okay? So I don't want anyone freaking out. But we could see a few handfuls of severe warnings for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts or special weather statements for wind gusts that may be just under that, okay? Advance this forward to Friday evening. See that cold front's now moved through. Look at how it's dropped the temperatures down into the upper 50s there for your overnight lows. And then by Saturday afternoon, not going to get very warm, folks. That cold front's coming in. It's coming in pretty strong. So your high for Saturday may not leave the 60s. It may be 69 to 71 degrees for many folks. So that's for your high for Saturday. So a bit of a chilly Saturday on ham. Lows Saturday night heading into Sunday morning, low to mid 50s, and then maybe even lower than this. That cold front looks quite strong. And that's what we talked about. I think we originally posted about it, 6 days ago or so. The cold front is quite strong. The problem is it's not going to be here very long. By about Sunday, we start to get a little bit warmer, but again, that's only in the western portion of the state. Most folks, your high for Elizabethtown, Louisville, Lexington, Somerset, Pikeville, basically along I-65 to points east there, those highs may not leave the 60s on Saturday and Sunday. Your high might be 68, 69 degrees. So you're talking about a really, really good look at what we might be seeing this fall. By the way, your lows on Sunday going into Monday dip down into the low 50s once again. Monday, not very warm once again. 71 to 74 degrees for high. So that's Saturday, Sunday, Monday. If you guys are planning on doing anything outdoors, especially Sunday and Monday, you're going to be very, very, very comfortable. Might in fact need a hoodie or something to go along with that. By Tuesday, there's your overnight lows going into Tuesday morning. Tuesday, the model run stops there for now. Not going to get very warm either. Make it up to 76, 77 degrees. After that, heading into the middle of the month, maybe around September 15th to 16th, maybe 17th, that's where we see another big warm front come through. So we might see temperatures return back to the 90s by about the middle of the month. So my advice to you, get everything done outdoors this weekend and going into early next week. Take advantage of it. Have some time outdoors because the warm temperatures are not done, folks. By the way, again, I want to reiterate, I do know we have an echo. Again, we don't have, I want to show you guys. There is quite literally nothing in here yet. Quite literally nothing in here yet. Oh, my camera just disconnected. There we go. Yeah, there's quite literally nothing in here yet. So yeah, I do know we have an echo. I have ordered some things to help with that, like some moving blankets and a big old rug and some furniture. But of course, none of that stuff's been delivered yet. I just wanted to go ahead and go live with you tonight, just let you guys know about the stormy pattern that we have upcoming here, and of course, the temperatures really diving for this weekend. So again, that I know we have an echo, but we're going to work on that. We know how to fix that real quick, real easily. Get to a few of your questions now. Jacob, I appreciate that, man. Blitzkrieg Stafford's on YouTube says, "What's up? Weather now, Kentucky. Haven't seen you for a while. Hope you all are good." Yeah, it's been pretty boring weather. You guys know how it is. Whenever my rule of thumb is I don't like to go live unless there's something that you need to watch. And the reason I do that is because I don't want to start being one of those people that are just going live for any little raindrop or any couple degrees off. Because then you guys are going to be like, he's not very serious. He just wants us to watch. No, that's not. And I don't want to be like that. So I try to save the live videos for whenever we need to actually go live here. I do want to quickly mention our sponsors real quickly. They're the reason we could be here for you guys 24/7. Right Implement. If you need anything outdoors, make sure you go shop at Right Implement at one of their 15 locations. Once Upon a Child and Plato's Closet in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, and on Outer Loop in Louisville, Kentucky are our partners as well. They have a lot of back-to-school savings going on. Make sure you guys go visit them. Hyper Roofing, if you're in or around Hardin County, that's the roofing source you want to trust. That's who we use. And they have a really cool warranty. Make sure you call their office to figure that out. It's really, really cool. One of the only companies I know of that actually has it. And finally, FBI Buildings. You can go to their website, fbibuildings.com, for a free estimate on pole barns, barnononium. I can never say that word correctly. Barnononi. I'm telling you guys, I cannot say that word correctly. You guys know what I mean, though. Any repairs or any installs of any of your outdoor buildings, make sure to fbibuildings.com. They're new to Kentucky, but they're not new to doing that stuff. I mean, they have over 50 years of experience with all kinds of experts on their staff. So it's really cool that they actually allow you to get a free estimate. It never hurts to get a free estimate. fbibuildings.com. All right, let's see if I have any questions at all. Refresh my stuff here. Thank you again to our sponsors. I appreciate them a ton for allowing us to be here for 24/7. Dude, my comments are like not popping up anywhere. My comments are not popping up anywhere. Barndominium. Dude, for some reason that sounds so weird coming out of like rolling off the tongue there. I have no idea what it means. Yes, I have a queso. I saw someone say something about it. Yes, I have a queso shirt on. I love queso. I pulled up the wrong spot, by the way. That's what I meant to pull up. How's the little boy doing? He's doing great. He's getting his molars in now, so he's been a little bit, in and out over the last few days, but he's doing great, growing well. Maylin, the one that's in the belly there, the little girl, she'll be here. Doctors think she's going to be here a little bit early because of how much activity she's doing, so she could be here anywhere between, I guess, October 1st to, October 25th. Lincoln Scott County expects some rain. Hi from Georgetown. Cody, how are you doing, my friend? Again, I think everyone's going to see a little bit of rainfall overnight tonight going into Thursday morning. The bigger rainfall is going to be late Friday night for you guys. And again, I think a lot of folks in the state will end up around 1 to 3 inches of rainfall after this is all said and done. Yes, Melissa, again, I think everyone's going to see some activity from this. Just call it a barndo. That sounds good to me. I'm telling you guys, I can never pronounce that word. Never in a million years. I have no idea what it is. Everyone's got a couple of words in their dictionary that they just can't get out of their mouth, even though they know how it's properly said. And I can't. That's mine for me. Yes, Deb, I think Campbellsville gets in on some of the action as well. Again, guys, for those of you that might just be tuning in, let's roll through this one more time here, just real quickly. Dude, my dog is going crazy out there. So here is the look for going into the overnight. Actually, let's switch to this model. So here is the look for going into tonight and the overnight. By the way, time frames are on the top left there as well as the day. So you can see it's going to be overnight tonight, 1 to 2 a.m. Thursday morning. Enters northwestern Kentucky. Goes through pretty much central and all of eastern Kentucky. The only folks that will miss out on this first line overnight tonight is probably going to be like Paducah, Mayfield, Murray, all those folks out there in the western corner of the state. Everyone else should see some level of activity tonight, whether it's quick rainfall, whether it's a lingering rainfall. Either way, most folks should see that. By tomorrow morning, most of that rainfall has exited the state. But again, we might see some backside rain showers lasting until the late morning going into the afternoon. As for Friday, let's go ahead and switch over to the North American model here. Again, Thursday night looks pretty good. Friday morning looks pretty good. It's Friday afternoon and evening where another line of storms may move through. Why is he going crazy like that? My dog is just going crazy out there. Beginning a strong line of storms. Might see a handful of severe warnings from this. Again, going to be a lot of lightning. So for you folks playing football games tomorrow night or having football games or going to football games tomorrow night, be on the lookout on the WeatherWise radar. It has the lightning data for you on there. Matter of fact, I'll show you real quickly. Again, if you have the WeatherWise radar here, you can actually go to click on the radar. Of course, click on your radar site. Most of you, it'll be right here in Ratcliffe. Click on that blue dot, it turns on. And then come down here, and you make sure that you have your lightning turned on, and you can actually be able to pick up on lightning strikes. For example, down here in Oak Grove, as you see 3 lightning strikes are there. So, again, really useful tool by WeatherWise. That part is free, by the way. I just haven't turned off for, being able to post the image of the radar a little bit cleaner. So that's how you do that, by the way, if you did not know. But anyway, again, I could see a few severe warnings again for wind gusts out of this. Don't see any real big tornado threat or anything like that, so don't freak out. But could see a handful of severe warnings here. Again, that's one very thin, fast-moving line. Should be in and out of most folks' places in 15 to 20 minutes. So you might see just some small delays. As for late Friday, after that round of storms going into Saturday morning, we might see a really wide band of rainfall, as you can see here, Saturday at 1 a.m. Central Time. And that might just linger around our state until about late Saturday morning. And then by Saturday afternoon and evening, it's clear. Saturday afternoon and evening through about Tuesday to Wednesday of next week, highs in the low to mid 70s. Lows in the low to mid 50s, very clear. It's going to be absolutely a gorgeous 4 to 5 day stretch in the state. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to get to a few more questions now. I believe I went through all that pretty fast. Ashlyn, I appreciate that so much. Yeah, he's already 15 months. It's pretty hard to believe. Lebanon Junction, I hope you just saw that. We just went over all that. Again, I expect you to see almost all that activity as well. By the way, I do want to show you real quickly the rainfall totals expected after this is all said and done here. Again, here are the expected rainfall totals by about Saturday morning. You can see a widespread swath there. The pink and the red is 1 to 2 inches. Your light blue is about an inch. Your green is about a ½ inch. So again, a widespread 1 to 2 inches of rainfall that we absolutely need in our state is definitely heading our way. Again, mainly on Thursday, going into overnight tonight, and then of course on Friday night, going into Saturday morning. That's what we're looking like, folks. That's going to do it for us here. I don't see a whole lot of questions rolling through now, and I feel like we've gone through this a few times, so I feel like it's a good time to go ahead and wrap up the broadcast. Again, my apologies for the echo. If you did just now tune in here and want to know what's going to come through, we just went through this a few times. Please watch the video on playback. You will have this available in solid 2 to 3 minutes posted to our page here. You can go back through and watch the video real quickly there. Thank you for all the compliments on the building and stuff so far. If you're commenting now, I can't see because I have the chat turned off. But I do appreciate that. I do appreciate everyone tuning in. Again, we will fix the echo in the future broadcasts. I just don't have all the stuff delivered yet to be able to do that at least for tonight's broadcast. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you did miss the video, it will be on our Facebook and YouTube for you to watch at playback. Hope you guys enjoyed, and hope you guys enjoy the rain that's coming up here, as well as the cooler temperatures heading into next week. I'm George Herbig, Chief Forecaster, here with Weather Now Kentucky. Stay safe.